Hello everyone. Today I am here with my new video on water, that is water resources. It is said that life on this earth that comes about 3.5 billion years ago, and out of this total, what we see that if you suppose, if you divide this up into the four part, okay? This part, only this much part, that is the land area, and this much part, this is the water area. This is the water area and this is the land area. Now, when we talk about the water, we know very well that out of this total water, two-thirds water, this is actually saline water. This is saline water. And the percentage of fresh water is very less, that is hardly 2.7%. Now, we know very well that out of this 2.7%, 70% water that is freezed in form of ice, glacier, and only hardly 1% water which is fit for human use, that is used over here. Now, another thing is that as far as water is concerned, since the beginning, the water on this earth, that is constant. Okay, there is a misconception that water is drying out. It's not like that. Water is constant from the beginning and it will remain constant. Yeah, its presence that will change, and that is the water will remain present in three spheres: lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. Now, so what we see that the percentage of availability of water in form of liquid, that differs on this land, but total water that is constant. Now, for this we have to understand this water cycle. Now, see this water cycle. What we see that here means, you know very well, due to heat of the sun, okay, water in form of vapor, it rises from the water body, and the water in form of the small vapor droplets also rises from the trees, okay, which rises from the water body, that is called evaporation, and which rises from the stomata, that is the small hole in the leaves. From there, that is called transpiration. So that's why sometimes it is also called evapotranspiration. This water, it goes up, and you know very well that in atmosphere, in the upper level, there is dust also. When this water mixed with the dust, it forms the clouds, and there the condensation starts. That condensation takes place. That means what? Now the vapor, it is forming in, you can say that a small crystal of the ice. Now what happened? After that, water comes down. When the water comes down, it comes in form of the droplets. Okay, this falling water is very important. That is very important, and this falling water is called precipitation. This is the continuous cycle. And one more thing, this cycle when I said earlier that water remains constant, that means what? This cycle that keeps rotating all over the world. Means like suppose water of you can say that Amazon river or the Nile river, okay, once upon a time it might be the water of Yamuna, the Ganga, Brahmaputra. Okay, this water cycle that keeps rotating all over the world. Now comes the next one, and that is, what are the uses of water? Our maximum water is used for irrigation. Why? Because still we are continue with our traditional method of irrigation. For this we require to make more development so that we can use water more efficiently. Uh, then comes the generation of hydroelectricity, water which we store in reservoir, tanks and all others. That water is actually used for this generation of electricity. Then there are industrial needs also for any sort of industry. Okay, whether it is the iron, steel, the cotton, textile, and the chemical industries. Means the different industries need water for the different works. Then comes the domestic needs, that is the household, offices and all others. There we find there is requirement of water is even more. Then comes the recreational needs. This is actually the wet point, the water point, which is actually used for you can say that like the water park or any sort of recreational over there. But one major thing, what we are going here, we are seeing here, that is uses of water, and just see the reverse topic over here, that is problems of water availability. That means water is available, but what we see that the way we are using water, that actually causing problem in its availability. Now, the first thing is urbanization. We are continue with urbanizing the area. More we will urbanize, more water it needs. Then comes industrialization. Rapid industrialization is good for the better economy of a country, but in a proper way. But in a proper way, today we have many green industries where industry is set up considering the green areas also. Then comes unplanned agriculture. What I said earlier, that because we are doing agriculture not in a proper way, the way we are tilling or the irrigating and all this, that actually consuming water over here. Then comes this increasing population, especially country like India. What we see that population, the more population will increase, the more demand of water will also increase. Okay, so a small family, happy family. Okay, the family can be happy only if it is small. There will be the less requirement of water. If the population will keep rising, then naturally the stress will come over the water, and then comes the domestic misuse of water. The domestic misuse of water actually what we find that means we are storing water, but what we are doing that we are wasting water more and more on cleaning the utensils, cleaning the clothes, cleaning the vehicles and all others. So that actually causing a big problem. So we have to check, we have to realize the importance of water, because we know very well that there is a, means you can say that town, Amreli in Saurashtra, where people is purchasing water. What will happen if the time will come when for all our basic needs we we require to purchase water from the market, and then we will use that. So please don't come to that situation. Okay, for this actually this proper caring of water, this can only be done by the educated people, not by the literate people. Because when we talk about educated people, they have the sense what is right or what is wrong. Okay, so this is all about today, and in my next video I will tell you about water pollution and how we